morning. I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this and tune in. This is going to be a general reading for Aquarius. General reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. If it doesn't, leave that part aside. Also wanted to say this reading can resonate for you even if you're not a sun, rising, moon, or Venus Aquarius, as we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout our chart. So I always encourage everybody, if you haven't gotten your own free birth chart before, you can do it even without knowing your exact birth time. I always encourage everyone to do that. So for instance, if you're a rising Aquarius or sun Aquarius or moon Aquarius and this doesn't resonate, always feel free to check in and find your other placements and check those videos and your other horoscopes as well to get like a full complete view of everything. Alright, so we're going to get into your reading here in just a moment here, Aquarius. I will pull all your cards and your tarot confirmation cards and your oracle cards at the very end. But I'm going to go over a couple of quick astrology notes that is general for everyone during this time period. So if you've watched some of the other videos and you don't want to watch this part again, I will put a timestamp in so you can just kind of go directly to the tarot reading. But for some people, they might haven't heard it yet, so we're just going to go ahead and go over that real quick. Alright, so also this info is all in the description box below as well. So for instance, if you want to look at the astrology starting from January all the way to December in the future, it's all there, and it gives you the exact time and degree and placements, whereas what I have on mine is just like a really quick rundown. Alright, so anyway, let's get into it here, Aquarius. So tomorrow, since I'm filming this on June 30th, July 1st, we have the last quarter moon, okay? And then on July 3rd, Jupiter is quintiling Uranus, okay? And so Jupiter is in retrograde. It started back on June 22nd, okay? And so when Jupiter is in retrograde, right, it deals with themes of travel, wisdom, law, religion, what else? Wealth, big wealth, not small wealth, everyday wealth, but like stocks, education, freedom, and exploration is general themes of Jupiter. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, right? So anytime it's in retrograde, it's not always a bad thing. Retrogrades get a bad rep, right? But when it's basically quintiling Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, okay, can deal with themes of creative energy, rebellious energy, innovation, and technology. Okay, so and also I always encourage everybody, if you're going through something in those themes at this particular time, always to go back to last year when we were having a similar placement, since astrology is all about patterns, right? So last time this happened was here we go, May 18th, 2020 to September 5th, 2020 of last year. So there could be some similarities or parallels or energy coming together during those themes, okay? All right. So then going forward on July 9th, we have the new moon in Cancer. And some people like to do their magic and manifestations during a new moon as it's slowly building to the full moon. So some people might be doing that during this new moon in Cancer, but you don't have to. I always believe that whenever you want to do your magic or your manifestations, that the intention is the most powerful and the most important. So all the other stuff doesn't necessarily matter. Okay? All right. And then going forward, real quickly here, I also wanted to say that, you know, Mercury, because we're about to talk about Mercury, is the ruler of Gemini. Okay, so we just came out of Mercury retrograde starting, was it January? I believe, yeah, Mercury went direct on January 22nd. And Jupiter was retrograde January 20th. So I had the days, like a couple days off. Whatever. Anyway. So even though we've been in Mercury direct now, it's still in its shadow period until about July 6th. Okay, so even though it starts slowly moving direct now, it's still going to take a couple of days for some people or the general public, right, to get out of the Mercury retrograde feelings. Okay, so that happens on July 6th, right? But then on July 11th, Mercury officially leaves Gemini and goes into Cancer. So since Mercury rules Gemini and we had Mercury retrograde in Gemini season, it could have been a lot to handle for some people. So now that Mercury is moving into Cancer, it should be a breath of fresh air for a lot of people, okay? So then we only have 2 more points here real quickly, and then we'll get into your reading. So then on July 14th, Athena Pallas, or Pallas Athena, right? It's an asteroid, it's not a planet, but it still affects us, and it's big and close enough to affect us. It's going to be going into retrograde on July 14th, okay? And the last time this happened was last year, May 18th through September 5th, okay? So, that's the same time as the Jupiter happened again last year. Again, everything in astrology is in cycles and patterns, okay? But basically, Athena is, the Greek goddess Athena deals with wisdom, right, defense, talents in the arts, intuition, justice, those kind of themes, okay? So, basically in the past, okay, right, I was saying last year, the May 18th through September 5th, you could have made decisions with not a lot of organized plans along with those decisions. And so this Athena Pallas, or Pallas Athena retrograde, is asking you to use your intellect to slow down in making decisions and then slowly act upon them. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. And then the last thing real quick is on July 15th, Chiron goes into retrograde again. Okay, so Chiron is the Greek god, the wounded healer, okay, deals with all things of healing, okay, he's our soft underbelly, our vulnerability side, right? So anything with dealing with issues of old emotional, spiritual wounds, okay, they couldn't, maybe for some, they didn't heal properly, or there needs more further healing there, or it needs to be started all over again. Again, it is general, so you have to take it how it resonates for you. But the last time that Chiron was in retrograde last year was July 11th, 2020 through December 13th, 2020. So again, there could have been something that you started last year during that time that now is kind of coming together and culminating and wrapping up. But just something to look out for, all right? But again, you can also do your own research. I always encourage everyone to do that and check out the website that's in the description box too. All right, so with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get into your reading here. Okay, so also wanted to say, if you guys are new, welcome, and if you're coming back, welcome back, of course. So I also take a picture at the end of all the cards that I've pulled for you during your reading, and some people like to pull it up while they watch or listen, or just see it at a later time close up, okay? And I also usually put it on the back of the screen somewhere before I post this. So basically, I go over the first main 6 cards, okay, and then the confirmation cards that are on the outside, and then, you know, in various places, depending on the reading, I do what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, and at the very end, I do the oracle cards. So we're going to start with the first main 6. So the first row is energy starting around July 1st, a little bit before, a little bit after. Okay, going through that first week and weekend, and in the second row is the same thing, the second week and weekend of July. Okay, so let's call out your cards here, Aquarius. You have the Prince of Swords upright, Ten of Swords upright, King of Staves upright, or known as King of Wands upright, Two of Swords in reverse, Three of Staves or Three of Wands upright, and the Three of Sacred Circles or Three of Pentacles upright. Okay, so we're going to first start with the Prince of Swords upright. Also, real quickly, if this is not your energy, Aquarius, it could be the energy of a person or people you're dealing with, or your general environment or situation. So if it doesn't resonate, that's why I always encourage everybody to not force the reading, but to always check your other placements and other videos that I have and other horoscopes. Okay, so going forward here, you have the Prince of Swords upright, okay? So this is a very nice energy that talks about being open to learning, having mental clarity, being very abundant, okay? Slowly leveling up in a craft or at work or in a relationship, right? So he's not a king yet, he's still a prince, but he's on his way, okay? And you can see that there is a little bit of water in the background behind him, and then some kind of sands or desert-like scene, okay? But the water, anytime you see in tarot, talks about emotions, having your emotions under control. So of course, with the sword going upright, that's the mental clarity. You can't have mental clarity unless your emotions are coming from a balanced, grounded place. So this is a really nice energy to start your reading off with here, Aquarius, okay? Now, it doesn't, you know, it kind of goes a little bit back and forth. And the first week here is so far what I've seen with your reading, because your second card is the Ten of Swords upright. So it's like, in one way, and this is true for a lot of people, right? Everyone's timeline in life and situation is different, but a lot of times you take 2 steps forward and then you have to take 1 step back, right? So this is kind of your step back, okay? Because then you have the Ten of Swords upright. So this deals with anxiety, overthinking, worry, right? Staying up late at night, worrying about things you maybe can't even control, okay? And for some, if you go all the way deep into it, it can even be depression, just lower vibrational frequencies, that kind of energy. So of course the swords are going downwards, so again, that's what you want to see, right? And if you compare it to your first card, your first sword was upright, and then they go down. Excuse me, so sorry. So this could be saying for you, Aquarius, that there was something, a little bump in the road, okay, that made this worry come back up for you, or made your emotions kind of get not all the way balanced, and something kind of was like a little bump in the road there, okay? But not to worry. Okay, because like I always say, even if you have some cards that aren't all the way positive, nothing is positive or negative. They all have positive and negatives. A lot of times they're just warnings, right? But there's usually, if you wait a little bit, give it some patience, right? Then there's good stuff that comes up too. So here you have is your third card here, Aquarius, the King of Staves or King of Wands upright. This is a beautiful energy, okay, of abundance, okay, of confidence, of moving forward for momentum, positive energy, okay, and you really see it here. It also talks about passion, creativity, courage, right? So you see this Egyptian prince here, and he's got the 2 lions next to him, okay? That's that passion, the courage, all of that, okay? So a lot of times, you know, in tarot, sometimes with the strength card, you see a woman wrestling a lion. So it's kind of the same energy when they show the lion again here, but this time with the king. So again, remember when I started with your first card, it was the Prince, okay, of Swords. Now here you have a king, okay, the King of Wands. So again, it could be that after you have that small little bump in the road, or that a little bit of like your emotions coming back all over the place, it looks like then you're leveling up, because you go from prince to king. So again, you could be leveling up in a relationship, at work, in a project, however it resonates for you, okay? But really nice positive energy here. Now going forward, your fourth card is the Two of Swords in the reverse position. This speaks about you could have been taking some time in the recent past to really evaluate something before you made a decision, for some of you, since it is a general reading, okay? And now you're ready to take action. If you did take that break of action, right, where you're slowing down, thinking about what you needed to do, it could also be when the Two of Swords is normally upright, it's about making a decision, not just with your head and your intellect, but also with your heart. So when it's in reverse position, for some of you guys, it could be saying you are now ready, or you've already started to make some decisions with both your head and your heart. So that is beautiful. Or you're just ready now to take action in general. All right. Now going forward, your fifth card is the Three of Staves or the Three of Wands upright. This is again an energy of coming out, resurfacing in the world in some way, okay? Because the Three of Wands, you see this couple here, okay, and it looks like they've just got off this boat on the Nile River, right? They're going to a party, they're bringing some kind of gift. The woman is looking up, she's like seeing what's going on at the party, okay? So maybe you're resurfacing socially in some way, or just getting back to your normal self. Even if you were still socializing like physically, right, maybe you weren't all the way there mentally, so now your social energy is going to be reamped up with your mental energy, and you're finally ready to come back out. But either way, this is a nice energy of trying to open up again in some way. And again, they came off of the boat on the Nile River, right, so they also have their emotions under control, okay? But really nice energy here. And this could be happening more towards the second week of July for you. But again, it's not exact, it just really depends, okay? And also, as all readings are timeless, it could be months ago, it could be months in the future. It again all really depends, okay? And then your sixth card here in the main six, or your last card here in the main six, okay, is the Three of Sacred Circles or Three of Pentacles. This is an energy of like going inward and taking the time to find a way to balance something as far as seeing something from a higher perspective, and then also not backing down when it comes to your own power or a power in a situation, okay? And you really see that here with, there's like an eagle figure at the top and then there's this bear figure at the bottom. One is in the clouds, okay, with both of the figures, and then it's repeated again at the very bottom with the drums here, okay? But this is also about slowly building your pentacles, stacking your abundance, whatever that means for you. So pentacles and abundance isn't just money, right? Yes, money is important and we all need it, but it's also abundance is whatever you want to manifest currently in your life. So starting a business, moving, whatever your goal is, right? Okay, you're slowly starting to do that and find that balance between those two things within yourself. So this is, again, a really nice energy here, Aquarius. And I know I forgot to talk about, yes, I did. I forgot to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your deck because I was just really into your reading there for a moment. So we'll go over that real quickly. The airplane, yes. Okay, I think it's further enough away, so hopefully you can still hear me. But we're going to go back a little bit and talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck before your confirmation cards, okay? So with your first two cards of your reading, remember the Prince of Swords and upright and the Ten of Swords upright. We are going to talk about what was on top of the deck for your Llewellyn deck here is the Six of Wands upright and the Five of Pentacles upright, okay? So this is energy from the recent past, why certain cards have shown up, or just past energy still kind of lingering around. So this is saying in the past, Aquarius, you could have felt a lot of support around you, reasons to celebrate perhaps, okay? But then despite that going on, you still felt left out in the cold in some way, and you were really trying to go inward and find your own answers and say, you know what, if no one else is going to help me, I'm going to help myself. I'm going to light my own candle. I'm going to pour my own cup of tea first. Like, you know how they say on the airplane, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else because you're going to pass out, right, if you don't do that first. So then you can't help anybody. So this energy, though, really comes together with the Prince of Swords upright and the Ten of Swords upright, okay? So it could be, right, they almost look similar energy. One is feeling support, mental clarity, the other one is celebrations, and then the other one going directly underneath it is the Ten of Swords upright and the Five of Pentacles upright. So having that anxiety, worry, feeling left out in the cold, okay? So again, this is just past energy that we're talking about. As we know, you have some other really good cards in the future, you know, more towards the end of your reading, the main six cards, okay? Now, I want to go over real quickly, when we were talking about the Two of Swords in the reverse position as your fourth card, about wanting to make a decision with your head and your heart about something, about now ready to take action, okay? Then we're going to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck here along with this card. So in the past, you had the Strength in reverse, what was on the top of your deck, and then you have the Six of Cups upright was on the bottom of your deck. So this is saying, Aquarius, for some of you guys, you maybe didn't feel like you had the confidence, the ability to manifest something or master something or even just deal with something, whatever it is, okay? But even though that was helping, there was perhaps some kind of teacher or mentor that was going to help you through that, okay, with the Six of Cups upright. It could be a teacher or mentor from the past, okay? Because I say teacher or mentor because the way that this card is shown in this deck is this kind of alchemist teacher, and his his young apprentice, little guy or whatever, okay? So the Six of Cups talks about nostalgia, dealing with things from the past, childhood, growing up, coming of age, all of those things, but it's an equal give and take. So a lot of times when it's a really good teacher, right, the role between teacher and student is going to change. So the teacher can learn something from the student, or, you know, obviously it's usually vice versa, but they're open to that. So for you, it could be saying, Aquarius, that somebody from the past maybe made you feel like you didn't have a lot of strength, or they were helping you build your strength back up here, or they were helping you look at the world not just like a child in the Six of Cups naive way, but looking at it not in a bitter way, but a more balanced way as an adult. So, you know, just take it how it resonates for you. But I really feel like when this comes together, when we talk about the Two of Swords in reverse, this is helping you also get back in touch with your heart chakra in a more balanced way, right? And in a more adult way, okay? All right, let's do, oh, hold on, I just dropped something. Let's do your confirmation cards here. So your first one is Nine of Cups upright, then you have the Judgment card upright, and then you have the Four of Swords in the reverse position. So again, this is energy from the recent past, okay? So with this Nine of Cups energy, this is, again, talking about being at the end of something, almost at the end of something, at the beginning of something new, right? Because 9, almost 10, okay? But she is very abundant. She has everything that she needs, but it's also about taking the time to slow down and enjoy life. So even if you don't have, even if you have all the money in the world, right, but you don't have good health, and you can't really enjoy that money. So that is, you know, part of the message for some of you guys, okay, but not everybody, okay? But also this card talks about having your having your individuality felt in a work situation. Your individual effort, not your individuality, your individual effort being felt in a work situation, in a project, in a relationship in some way. You see that with the little honeybee here at the bottom, right? So the honeybee or the bees work all for the queen, but if their individual effort wasn't appreciated or felt or made a difference, then, you know, the queen and the honey hive, whatever you call it, you know, the honey wouldn't happen, okay? So, I really feel like you were thinking about all these themes in relation to what was going on here with having more mental clarity and also with the Two of Swords again, because the Nine of Cups is confirming these two cards, right? So with the Two of Swords in reverse, about making that decision with your head and your heart, and now ready to take action, because maybe before you were just slowing down, kind of enjoying life as we all should, right? It shouldn't always just be work. You have to have a balance between work and play, okay? So I really feel like the more that you do that, the more mentally clear you will be and make better decisions all around. You know, that's for everybody, of course. All right, so sorry, my cards got all mixed up. Your second confirmation card is the Judgment card, okay? So this asks, and this again is past energy, that in the recent past you could have been asking yourself whether you wanted to restart something, revisit something, keep something alive, keep something going, that kind of energy, okay? So you see in the card, and there's a little damage to my card, but hopefully you can still see it. There's a man in a tomb, right? And we would say he's dead, okay? And there's someone at the top of the tomb coming down to almost like wake him up, and it goes back to the whole judgment thing in the Bible and all that. Like, if you're a good person, you know, you're going to be reborn and brought back to life. So this is just a metaphor for those kind of themes. Like, do you want to restart something? Do you want to revisit something? Do you want to rebirth something? Okay? So hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. All right? And then when this Judgment card comes in and it's confirming the Ten of Swords upright and the Three of Staves upright, this is basically saying, you know, that there could have been something really stressing you out with this. Do I need to restart something and revisit it? Maybe even just asking those questions really stressed you out in some way, perhaps. Or looking at someone morally, their morals, right? I mean, the Judgment card isn't the Justice card, but it has similarities to it too. So looking for the balance as well with those themes. But for the most part, I feel like it's really talking about you saying, okay, maybe some stuff needs to just stay in the past and I don't need to revisit it, because now I'm ready to come out and start anew with something with the Three of Wands or the Three of Staves upright, okay? Again, coming out socially in some way, or even if it's not socially, just mentally coming out with this new energy, okay? Now, your last confirmation card is the Four of Swords in reverse. So this can mean a couple different things. Since it is a general reading, but basically it could be that in the past you needed a lot more rest, and now you've gotten that rest and you're ready to come back out. Since it is kind of coming right after that Three of Staves or Three of Wands I was just talking about, I feel like that's really what it feels like. Like you got all the rest that you needed, you really grounded yourself in the past, okay? You got all the nutrients you needed, the rest, everything, all that stuff, okay? And now you're ready to come back out in some way, okay? And when it's confirming this King of Staves or King of Wands upright and the Three of Sacred Circles or Three of Pentacles here, this is saying that yes, you are ready to slowly stack your abundance, right? You've taken the rest and the time that you need to now become a king. Remember how I was saying before, you were a prince and now you're a king. You've leveled up in some way, and it could be because you took the time and the patience to take care of yourself, to get ready for all these changes that could be happening, okay? And you are still wanting to be able to see things from a higher perspective and also have that courage and that power to get things done, to manifest whatever it is you want in your life. All right, so really nice energy though. Okay, with all that being said, let's finally get to your oracle cards, because I know I'm like way over time probably, but that's okay. Divine timing, as they say, because the message is the most important. So your first oracle card is Weight of the World, and it says boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Okay, so really nice. This is the Rebecca Campbell deck. All the description, all the info of all the different cards I have is in the description box below too. But yeah, this could really be that with that Judgment card that you had, like this win with the energy of the Judgment card we already talked about, and the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold, carrying all these burdens on your back, and then you saying, wait, that's not my responsibility, or whatever, I'm gonna let that go. So that is beautiful, and you should always do that, okay? Especially if it's not hurting anybody else. Sometimes people need to carry their own weight, you know what I mean? Especially if they're not children, if they're over 18, okay, you know what I'm saying? All right, now moving forward, your second oracle card, your love message, whether you're watching for romantic reasons or platonic reasons with friends or family or even self-love, it says honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, I don't know if you can see that there. But yeah, this is a really nice energy. Okay, so again, whether it's a romantic partner, with friends or family. Obviously we have in the States here the 4th of July coming up. But you don't necessarily need a holiday, right, to celebrate something, but really enjoy your time, do some things that make you happy, and whether you do this alone or with other people, it'll always help make your vibration even higher and, you know, work on your self-love. So that is beautiful. And then your last oracle message is the mountain goat. Oh, it's really cute. It says there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Okay. So that could be a message for some of you guys during this time. And like I always say, you can always check out like the shamanic meaning of a mountain goat, or Native American power animal, mountain goat, what that means, how you can use mountain goat energy during this time to maybe help you if you're having difficulty. So that is always there for you as well. So that is your reading, Aquarius. Thank you guys so much for your patience and staying with me during this new kind of outdoor reading thing we're trying. But yes, we should definitely have some better sound too after July 6th, I feel like. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and thank you for your likes. It helps the channel, for your support, for your shares, and obviously if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you want to, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bottom right bell icon and make sure that it's active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new videos. So anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you later.